Welcome back to the Giant and the Jet podcast. It is Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo, Taco Tuesday,
Taco
um,
Tuesday.
for episode 52. Um, we got some baseball going on. The NBA and NHL playoffs continue to roar. And we have a fun little conversation about some NFL quarterbacks coming up. So,
I thought I was pretty fair with those.
yeah,
But
I liked it. We'll talk about it. There's some things I would change, but I liked it overall. So I guess I'll start off with the Mets. Not a lot to say.
they've won some games.
Yeah, they're starting. That was what I actually wrote. They aren't great, but they're starting to stabilize a little bit. Like I think since they've lost 12 in a row, they're like 6-6 now. Over the next 12, which isn't like I said great, but just a little bit of a stabilization. Um, Too many holes in the roster though for the amount of money we're paying, and a bunch of our guys are hurt, so it sucks. Uh, the only other thing I wanted to say, they are playing. They just played the Angels and they're playing the Rockies coming up. And I know it's no excuse, but their schedule has been like pretty fucked up so far for the first month of the season. So they were home for 3 games. They go to St. Louis and San Francisco for 7. Then they fly all the way back from San Francisco to New York for 6. Then they go back to LA and then Chicago, home again, back to LA, Colorado and Arizona for the next 9 before they come back home for a while. They stay on the East Coast for like I think the next 2 months straight. But that's just
It's weird.
horrendous. Yeah, it's horrendous scheduling by the MLB. Like I don't know how you make a team go back and forth for a month straight just from all these time zones and I don't know. Like I said, it's no excuse, but maybe it's playing a little bit into a part of why they haven't been able to really do anything. So we'll see. We'll see how it's staying on the East Coast for, the next 2 or 3 months in a row sticks. Hopefully it makes us play a little better. I'm not rooting for them to lose because in baseball it really doesn't matter. So,
It's
you
a
know,
long Bob. But there's no guest here now, so I won't have to tease you. It's a very long season.
I
Like
know.
you're not healthy. Like when Lindor comes back and everyone comes back and Bo Bichette's going to hit, Soto's gonna be top four candidate at MVP. Like
Yeah.
you low key should just try to be 500 by the All-Star break. And if you're 500 by the All-Star break, you go make a trade, you get another pitcher. You
Anything could happen. The teams that are in the wild card too aren't like spectacular. Like St. Louis is like one of the wild card teams. Pittsburgh's hanging around. The Arizona Diamondbacks are hanging around. So it's not like teams that are world beaters. They're teams that are definitely catchable, but you got to get there first. Like that's a long ways away. And then the only other note that I had about the Mets, I think it's about 11 more days and we got a Subway Series. It's weird that they're doing it this early in the season, but nice 3 game set I think in Yankee Stadium coming up on the 18th, so that'll be cool.
That's cool.
Uh, Maybe we'll catch some fire and you guys will cool down a little bit.
Maybe. We've won. I think we've. I mean, I don't want to exaggerate. I think we've won like we're. But I'll talk with the Yankees in a second because we're always like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's your hot start to the season where
Yeah,
you start off hot on everyone.
we're 8-2. So
Yeah.
you know the Mets. I mean, I could.
Yeah, that was a perfect segue. Subway Series is coming up, so tell me about your Yankees.
So I want to start this off with a shout out to John Sterling. I know I'm late in the game, but if you don't know John Sterling, because there were a few people I was like, kind of, like, I was like, John Sterling died, and some people were like, who? And I don't expect everyone to know. Voice of the Yankees. I believe he started in 1989. He stopped just a year or two ago. He was on TV with Michael Kay all throughout the 90s when they were winning their championships. Then he switched to radio. Um, I loved him. I was
Yeah.
listening to John Sterling's best calls for like 30 straight minutes at work. I was just like, and I have to admit, even though I don't necessarily love the player, I think my favorite call was it's an A bomb from A-Rod. Obviously the Yankees win. The Yankees
I,
win.
I was gonna say that's like one of the first memories I have. My grandpa passed away recently. Was a huge Yankees fan, and he would take me to games. And when the Yankees would win, he'd be like, "Look up in the press box," and you'd see him shaking as he's doing the
Yeah.
call. So that's like one of the first memories I have actually watching baseball in general.
It's I was weirdly thinking about this. I don't really know if everyone agrees with me. I feel like football is just so dominant in our lives and fantasy and gambling and all that stuff, but baseball is just like my entire childhood. Like I really didn't grow up watching the New York Giants. I kind of started watching them more when I was like 12, 13 years old. Like what
Yeah.
I watched every single night with my dad or my grandfather was the New York Yankees. And
Yep.
I was growing up in a different time when the Yankees were winning, so that's probably why I'm brainwashed to this day, thinking championship or bust. But you had Derek Jeter out every night, you had Mariano out every night, Michael Kay, and just part of that was John Sterling. So it's just weird getting older. Like I just turned 31, and I know to a lot of people out there that's not old, but it's just that time in your life where there are certain people like passing away. And it's just
Yeah.
weird because like you grew up, like you heard this man's voice for decades. So it's just weird. One shout out, just one, not even shout out, just one John Sterling call was we were in Yankee Stadium. We drove down from Bolton all the way to Yankee Stadium, and we decided to leave a little early because we had to drive back to Bolton Landing. Um, and I believe I'll have to look up the game, but Jason Giambi hit a walk-off home run, and we were listening to John Sterling on the radio as we were leaving the stadium. And I remember being like, "Oh, I can't believe we just missed that." But we were all jumping up and down in the car listening to John. Um, so just a little shout out to John Sterling to start my little Yankee
Yeah.
segment. Uh,
What's his swish? Was he the Swishalicious guy when Swisher would hit a home run? Would he say that?
I don't know. I had to
He
look it up.
had he
There
had
was a
calls
video
for
of like all of them.
yeah, he had a call for like every player. It was actually kind of sick that he like he had like things set up like he knew he was gonna say when a guy had a home run, which you just don't get anymore.
And I mean, Michael Kay, you got to hand it to Michael Kay, presence of mind. Aaron Judge hit a home run yesterday in the first inning,
Yeah, I
and
saw that.
he literally did exactly what John Sterling would call, and I mean, call shot for shot, and just really cool. I mean, Michael Kay must have just been sitting on that. Like if Judge hits a home run or if any of these players, I'm gonna just say that. So that was really, really cool. Um, Talking about the Yankees, switching it up. I don't mean to exaggerate. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bob. I'm actually on ESPN right now. We're the hottest team in baseball. Um, by far.
You guys are the Braves, right? The Braves are hot as hell too.
Yeah, the Braves are 7-3. We're 8-2 in the last 10 games. Let's go to I want to go to overall. I want to go to run differential. So we're second in the entire league in run differential behind the Braves. Our starting pitching is phenomenal. Shout out to Warren, who no one really is talking about, but I mean, unbelievable pitcher. Seems to go like a legit 7, 8 innings when he's out there. We aren't even at full strength. Now, oh, one other thing before I do my negative. Uh, it was so weird because the announcers, I'm watching the Yankee game the other night, and the announcers are like the one weakness to Ben Rice's game. His entire game is Max Fried's throw over to first because it's so good that he's just
It
as
fools him.
bamboozled as the runner. And it's so crazy because he got hurt from Max Fried throwing the ball over. So if you don't know, Ben Rice is hurt right now.
I saw he hurt his wrist, but I
Yeah.
didn't see the play or anything.
It's a throw over to first. But like 2 innings before that, they were like, this is his one weakness. And I'm like, what? So then he got hurt. It came back negative, so he should be back any day. For our fantasy team and for the Yankees, he is crucial. So he needs to get back in there. His numbers are bonkers. I mean, I just want to like read them out just because they're just absolutely so crazy. So Ben Rice right now, and he's going to come back down to earth. He is batting 343 with 12 home runs and 27 RBIs. Before he got hurt, he was co-leading the entire league in home runs. So I mean, even if he drops 60 points and he comes back down batting 280 and he can hit 35, 40 home runs, I mean, he's going to be a lifesaver to this season. We needed another bat because Stanton isn't the guy. Bellinger and Judge are there, but we needed one more real at bat, and Rice has given it to us. I'll give another compliment to the Yankees before I go negative. It seems like, and it took 9 years from 2017 to now. It seems like the Yankees are finally going, okay, we have to go away from the numbers and we have to just watch baseball games. They didn't pick up Volpe, they didn't add him.
That was surprising.
That was shocking because they love him. Where they looked at this guy at shortstop, our current guy. He is defensively, by the numbers, the best defensive shortstop in baseball. He's batting 263, which is dramatically better than Volpe's 200. And he leads all of baseball in stolen bases. So it's like,
Nice.
okay, we're going for contact hitting, stolen bases, and defense. And you got to hand it to them finally. Like, finally, they're
Well,
doing it.
when he does all that stuff, you can't put Volpe in a spot, even if Volpe, because you've had like what 4 years of sample size, like you can't. Any sane person would have to keep it that way. Like you can't just
Any
give him.
sane person. The Yankees haven't
Yeah.
been sane for 9 years. The Yankees and a person came on Rich Eisen today talking about. I was listening to it on my way home, and they were like, "What's a shortstop's name? Jose Caballero."
Caballero, is it?
They're like, this guy does the complete opposite of what the Yankees front office want from a player. He doesn't launch, he doesn't get doubles and home runs. So he's a low slugging percentage. He doesn't walk, he swings, he really puts his bat out there, and he just isn't what the Yankees normally look for. You mean a baseball player? You mean a major league shortstop? Cards on the table here. Not a lot of people are Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez and Jose Reyes and all these people we grew up with. A traditional shortstop bats 270 and can run the bases and plays defense.
Yeah, 10 to 15 home runs.
Yeah, no shortstop. Alex Rodriguez was on steroids. No one was doing that. Okay, it wasn't real. So the Yankees seem to be making changes. The Yankees seem to be bringing up major prospects soon. One of the other things with Volpe was he needs to go down there and work because one of our prospects, who's a number one shortstop prospect,
Spencer Jones, or is it
Spencer, no, not Spencer Jones. It's George
Lombard?
Lombard. Well, Spencer Jones is raking right now. Lombard. I mean, could it be? It looks like the Yankees have still the best player in baseball outside of Otani in Judge, a rising prospect who's going to potentially win the MVP in Rice, and the best pitching in baseball, and they can actually play defense and run the bases. Whoa, whoa! I'm not watching it right now because I can't multitask. This is like a real base. This is a real baseball team. Now here's my negative. It's every year. Every year,
You said it. It's Groundhog Day.
it's Groundhog Day, and every year, right around May, going into June, we have an all-time record. Everyone's hitting home runs. Everyone's healthy. Everyone's doing great. Booney's doing okay. And then every late June, July, it's a crash. Everyone sucks. August is like it's just Boone basically going up to the microphone and on podcasts and just defending himself for hours. Then we have like a really decent September no one talks about, and then we're in the playoffs. So we are following the exact trajectory of every season. But it's almost like the seasons. It's the part of the season where I'm happy. In a month, I'll be depressed. So,
Yeah,
um,
but you have better pieces, I guess, this year than you have in the past, just because Volpe's not there and you actually have someone that is better than him to replace him. So,
yeah, I mean, like for example, um, who was we had a while there. We had Josh Donaldson was a joke. Who was the guy who won our batting? He won a batting title in the COVID year, so we gave him a.
LeMahieu.
Well, Maye couldn't walk anymore. Stanton couldn't run the bases. He like literally couldn't jog. Um, I mean, we had no offense to Soto, but Soto really couldn't field, so he put Judge in center, so then he couldn't really field, and the Martian wasn't catching pop flies. We had two left-handed catchers. I mean, nothing. Volpe was terrible. Volpe led the league in errors. I'm not joking. Devin
He
Williams
did.
led the league
Uh,
in saves. Jazz was ridiculous. You had Paul Goldschmidt at first. He's like 38 years old.
Yeah.
The whole team didn't make any fucking sense, and just Judge was Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
So this team, and I've been saying this for weeks, at least it makes sense. At least they can play defense, they can run, and overall they seem to get along, which apparently is a big deal. Um,
I think the only other thing too, at least from a Yankees perspective, is like you look around the massive American League and you're like,
they're
who's going to be the
horrible.
one that's going to beat us? Because
Well, I've
I
thought
don't go.
I've thought that. I'm looking around the American League. Who can beat us in a 7 game series?
Yeah,
Like truly, the Rays. Like I get the Rays are a scrappy team, and don't get me wrong, they can definitely win some games. But there is no way on this planet Earth that the Rays should be able to win 4 out of 7 games versus this New York Yankees team. The Blue Jays, they are not the same. Who else is there? The A's? Like I don't even know.
the Mariners haven't been off to a good start.
They'll get better.
Detroit's pitcher just went down for like 2 to 3 months.
That's huge.
Um,
Um, I
I
mean,
yeah, the Astros fell off. The
there's no one
Rangers,
left. There's
yeah,
no one left. We're just it seems we're like we're just still going. Um, this is I mean, we'll see in a month. This is our American League to win. I mean, holy shit. This is it. And if you wanted to go win a World Series, all those prospects I just named, you fucking go trade them and go get yourself a monster reliever in the eighth because our closer's fine, and you go get another monster bat. Probably at third, you could,
center field.
yeah. I mean, Trent Grisham's horrible, so you can go third and center, and really, I mean, go get yourself a fucking monster, and but you'd have to give up everyone, but you go for it. Which Aaron Judge is 34 years old,
Yeah,
so
you run out of time.
running out
Cole's
of
getting up
time,
there.
running out of time. So.
Yeah.
But overall, it's good vibes, but in a month they won't be. So, I mean, that's all. That's
That's it.
every year. Yeah, I'm done.
It's your first chapter of the Groundhog Day. You're just waking up, the alarm clock's the same.
No, at this
Same
point,
thing.
have you ever seen the movie?
Yeah.
At this point, I'm at the diner and I'm telling that girl he loves that he's a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. He starts calling out everything. He's not depressed yet. He's just
Yeah, it's not June or July when he's jumping in front of the cars or
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm not committing suicide yet. I'm
Yeah.
like enjoying it still. I'm robbing the bank. I'm enjoying the girls. I'm learning new things. Like I'm not committing suicide yet. That's later in Groundhog Day. That's
Yeah.
July. So, yeah. All right. Sabres.
Buffalo Sabres, they're moving on to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Beat the Bruins in six. It felt like we were the better team the whole series. Hockey is just kind of a weird sport like that, though, where the puck just bounces the wrong way on you a couple times and you lose a game. First series win since '07. Before I even really started following hockey at all, following the Sabres at all. So weird. It's like the first time I've actually seen them win a playoff series, I guess. While I was conscious for it, or at least paying attention to it. I want to shout out a guy on our team, Zach Benson. Just an absolute rat dog. He's one of those guys on the team that like you love, but if you're on like any other team watching them play, you're like, this guy's a fucking asshole. Like I wanted them to hurt him.
I love
Um,
those guys.
yeah, in hockey, I think it's especially good because they can actually like fight. They can, hit each other with the sticks and everything. Um, this one guy in the Bruins with Charlie McAvoy, he's playing scummy the whole series. He slew for one of our guys. He like went knee on knee with one of them. Threw Rasmus Dahlin down on the ice. So with like 2 minutes left, there McAvoy and Benson were chasing for a puck, and Benson like kicked his skates out from underneath him as he was skating, and then McAvoy got up and like baseball swung at him with the stick and hit him right in the arm, and the Benson started laughing. And now McAvoy's probably going to get suspended for like, maybe 3 to 5 games next season, which is just
Oh, next
hysterical.
season, not in the playoffs?
They're eliminated now.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So like I said, just fun to have a guy like that in our team. And then so now we're going to be playing Montreal. They beat Tampa, which was a shocker to me. I thought Tampa was for sure going to beat them. That I don't know if you watched the game at all, but the Habs had four shots for the first two periods, and then they got like a lucky from behind the net goal to win. So just a shocker. I have this as my worst take later on, but I'll just say now I had Tampa winning the Stanley Cup when we did our season preview. So first round elimination again, and 4 years in a row that they've gotten eliminated in the first round,
Yeah.
um, which is bizarre. Like their roster, their coach, everything about them just seems like they should be, at least in the semifinals or something like that. Like not a first round elimination every year. And then just going back to the Sabres and this Montreal series, I think it's going to be fun. I think the two youngest teams in the NHL, they both play with speed. They both have elite finishers. So I think I'm a little more nervous with this one in Boston. Like Boston, I feel like we knew we were the better team then. It just really came down to doing the job. Now it's like, all right, these guys are just as good as us. Who's going to be the one that is more clutch? Basically, is what this is one's going to come down to. So looking forward to that. And then just some other NHL talk. So the Hurricanes swept. Did you have anything else to mention in hockey or anything like that? Or
No, I guess I just didn't even realize the Florida Panthers didn't make the playoffs.
yeah, nope. They had a weird season. Like they went to the finals 3 years in a row, and I think that just kind of wears on you, especially in hockey where it's like such a physical sport. You play an extra,
Yeah,
what would it be?
a lot.
Like an extra 32 games almost every season. We'll say 25 to 30 games every season.
Yeah.
They had their best player was hurt. Kachuk missed like half their games to start the season, so just I think the being so successful caught up with them actually.
Yeah.
Um, and then just the other NHL talk I wanted to mention. So the Canes swept the Senators, and they started their series round two before game seven of round one, which is just bizarre to think. So if you do the math, if the Canes sweep the Flyers, which they might, they're up 2-0 already, and Buffalo and Montreal goes to seven, which honestly seems likely too. The Hurricanes are going to have 9 days off before the next series, which is just terrible planning by the NHL. And then just another point about the way the seeding works in the playoffs. The Canes right now are going to be playing the sixth seed. They beat the sixth seed in the first round if you count total points, and now they're playing the eighth seed based on regular season points. So they've had a pretty lucky run so far in terms of the way the NHL sets it up. And I guess it's kind of getting rewarded for being the number one seed in your conference, but it really should be one versus eight, and then you play the winner of four versus five in the next round instead of
Yeah. That's
what they
ridiculous.
got.
That's
Uh,
ridiculous.
Yeah, and then also the Canadians Lightning series was the third best team in the East versus the fourth best team in the East by points. So they got to fix that. I people cry about it constantly in hockey, and I guess the Sabres haven't been in it, so I haven't really cared. But when you think about it and you watch it, it's like they fucked this up. So we'll see how it goes.
My only question for you, I'm not really a hockey guy, is I feel like sometimes teams like your teams go on like not yours in particular, but people's teams go on runs. But it's like I'm just happy where I am. At what point are you gonna go, no, like we can win this entire thing?
I think if they win this next series against the Canadians, I think they have a serious shot. Uh, I mean, the next two teams that have to play after that are probably going to be the best team by points in the Eastern Conference, and then the best team in the West by points, because it doesn't look like anyone's going to stop the Avalanche. So you have to beat literally the two best teams in the league to do it. But you get past the Canadians, who just will give you a slew of problems with their offense, and anything could happen. I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are you all good with hockey?
all good with hockey.
All right. The NBA. The Knicks. We're dominating. Um, it's so funny because this is the best the Knicks have done in probably my entire life and what I woke up to. So every morning, sometimes I wake up and like just see what's going on in sports. And what I woke up to was that Timothy Chalamet he didn't go to the Met
That
Gala.
guy.
And
Yeah.
instead, he went to the Knicks game, and like that led the news instead of the Knicks dominating. So I thought that was the funniest thing. We're like, obviously, I know what the Met Gala is, and I obviously know it's a big deal, but like, why in the world would I go to the Met Gala when I could go to like what reward is there for like I understand why a Kardashian would go because they're trying to be famous doing nothing. Timothy Chalamet is probably the best or hottest actor in the world right now. He doesn't need to go to the Met Gala. He can do whatever he wants, and
Yeah.
that's being a goddamn New York Knicks fan. Um,
What's
the
the incentive? I don't even know what the incentive is for the Met Gala, honestly. Just is it just publicity
it's a
or
fundraiser, I think.
oh okay.
I actually don't know what is the Met Gala. It's an annual invitation-only fundraiser gala for the Museum of Art's Costume Institute in New York City.
So it's
Whatever,
the excuse for celebrities to get dressed up, basically.
basically.
Sure.
It's run by the woman who's Meryl Streep's character in Devil Wears Prada. She hosts it.
Oh,
Not
the actual I didn't
Streep.
know it was actually based on a real person.
It is based on a real person.
Oh,
The woman who's in charge of Vogue for like 30 years.
uh,
It's Meryl Streep's character.
that's cool.
That is cool.
That movie's hot in the streets right now. I saw the second one's coming out. I haven't seen either, or I haven't seen the first one, so I probably won't see the second.
It's been out.
Oh, oh, it's been out.
Getting on track. The Knicks, since being down 2-1 to the Hawks, they haven't just like won games, they are destroying people. Now I would say I think a large like I mean the Knicks beat the Hawks in the final game 140 to 89. And then immediately the Knicks just won 137 to 98. What I would say to kind of put down the Knicks a little bit is the Hawks actually sucked. And I'm not really sure why that even won 6 games. You traded away your best player, and I don't like you're in the East. You should be killing this team.
Yeah,
And the 76ers kind of just like gave everything they had to beat the Celtics in game 7 on the road. So they probably were a little down. They're going to come back and fight like 10 times harder. So technically, you've done what you're supposed to do. But just a really, really, I mean, it looks like they're moving Towns to kind of like a Jokic position, which is a point, like a point center,
forward.
point forward. And then obviously Brunson's just going absolutely bonkers. I think he's gotten like 35 points a game the past like 4 or 5 playoff games. For some reason, I don't know if it's his size, he's still not talked about as like a top 10 NBA player, like a MVP candidate. Yeah, he's in the playoffs at the very minimum. I think personally, he might be the he might be the third best player. Like you go Shane Alexander, and
Luke,
Edwards, and him. I no, I wouldn't pick Luka. Luka, first of all, hasn't played and he can't play
that's true.
defense. Wembanyama last night went 0 for 8 from three and they lost. So, hey Wembanyama, you're 7'2". Get in the paint. How about that? Like he hasn't gotten criticism yet because he's so young and he's in San Antonio. In about 4 or 5 years, Shaquille O'Neal and those boys at TNT are going to be on him. Hey, this is cute and all, you out here in the perimeter. You're seven. I think he's 7 for 4, actually.
Yeah.
Get in the paint, man. Learn a hook shot. Learn a post move. Whatever.
I
Um,
had ESPN on in the background. I think I heard him talk for the first time ever last night after the game. I didn't realize that's what he sounded like. He
no,
sounds
he's
like
incredible.
Gollum or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, One thing else I'll say about the NBA, and I'm pretty much done, is I really, really, really wanted the Magic to win versus the
Me too.
Pistons. That would have really opened up. I mean, the East was ours. The Magic suck. Michael Ferrado's not listening, but if he is, Magic were terrible.
They fired their coach too,
They
right?
got their coach immediately after the game 7 to the 1 seed, by the way. So, I mean, what a weird organization. I probably, if I followed more into it, I would know what's going on. But Pistons are good. They probably have a top 3 player when it comes to MVP voting, and Cade Cunningham.
Yep.
I remember back in the day, I used to know all the NBA basketball players' names. Now I'm like kind of wondering. But as for the 76ers, the Knicks should, unless Embiid goes crazy, they should win in 5. Like unless Embiid starts dropping 45 a night and we can't defend him, then yeah, we should win in five. So, but it's New York sports. We'll
I,
probably
I like his comments on how he's like, "Don't sell your tickets to Knicks fans." They invaded our place last time, and they're gonna do the same thing again.
no, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
They're gonna do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Um,
The NBA playoff, I mean, I haven't watched much, but like I've kind of followed along here and there. It actually seems like they've been pretty good so far. Like none of the first round series were like sweeps, were they? I think all of them had at least a little bit of intrigue to them.
just the Thunder. The Thunder
Yeah.
versus Phoenix was just a blowout. Besides that, no, it was pretty competitive.
Yeah.
Um, all right, moving on. Because we're in the off season of a lot of sports, I'm gonna pretty much be making up shit as we go on all the way through. Maybe like the World Cup will get a little busier. These are basically there are 32 starting quarterbacks in the league. I ranked them all. Not only did I rank them, I put them in a tier system. Did I steal this from Nick Wright on First Things First? I didn't really recognize that until after I did it. So it's not really plagiarism if you thought about it. You didn't realize you were doing plagiarism. You thought you were being unique, and then someone else had already done it. That's not the point. So I have,
Everyone ranks everything. That's sports talk for you.
I know, I have eight total rankings, eight total tiers with different titles. Um, Bob, do you want to start off a tier eight or tier one?
I like to, going from best to worst.
Okay, so at any point, Bob, correct me and say disagree with you. So
And like, is your or so like one through five, let's say for tier one, one's the best and five's the worst, or is it just
yeah, no, so this is literally who I would choose to be on my team from
okay?
132.
Okay.
And just to be very clear, it's for just next season.
Okay, that also plays into it. I didn't know that.
Just next season. So clearly Drake May and Jaxson Dart would be higher, but it's just for next season. I'm trying to win a Super Bowl next year. Where are they ranked right now? Okay. Tier one is Hall of Fame franchise quarterback. There's a franchise quarterback, there's a Hall of Fame franchise quarterback. Number one, Josh Allen. Number two, Joe Burrow. Number three, and this was a little controversial because he's a little older,
I was gonna disagree with you.
Matthew Stafford. Number
Yeah.
four, Patrick Mahomes. Number five, Lamar Jackson. There are five quarterbacks in this league right now who are, in my opinion, going to be first ballot Hall of Famers. If not first ballot, within the 5 years, those are the five. If I was a team, I would do anything to have one of those five for just next year. Do you think any one of those guys should be out, moved around? Should someone be in?
Well, Hall of Fame for this is just for next season, so we won't count. But Aaron Rodgers is gonna be a Hall of Famer, but he's also a corpse now, so we're not gonna count it towards this list because it's just for next season.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Uh,
just next season.
yeah, but
These
I would
aren't.
have
He was the best quarterbacks ever. Aaron Rodgers might be number one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I would probably move Mahomes to number two. I think Allen's still the best. If I had the same roster for all these players, I think Allen would still be number one. Um, and I don't think it's his fault that they lose every year. I mean, I guess maybe this year it was, but I would have Mahomes number two, Burrow three, Stafford four, Lamar five instead of Mahomes is four.
Okay.
But other than that, I agree with everyone on it. That's I think pretty clear cut.
I switched it. So, all right. Tier two. And these guys you would love to have, like, I think the Jets would love to have one of these quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They're a franchise quarterback. Like, these guys can win you a Super Bowl, they can win you a playoff game. They could, like, maybe win an MVP. You know what I mean? Um, Number six, Justin Herbert. Number seven, Jared Goff. Number eight, Jalen Hurts. Number nine, Baker Mayfield. And number 10, Jordan Love.
So my answer, I think Jordan Love is probably off this list, and
Okay.
I would have someone that you put in your tier four. I think tier four should probably be tier three, and tier three should probably be tier four.
Wait.
But
Tier three should be tier four.
because you have young and promising, so these are kind of like guys that are like they probably will be good in the future.
But for right now, franchise quarterback, you
Yes.
like Jordan Love in it?
I would take Jordan Love off the list and I'd put Sam Darnold on the list. I'd have Sam Darnold 10 and I'd have Jordan Love down, probably like number 12 or something, uh, if we switch to other tiers. But I agree with everyone else. Baker is also, I feel like he
Put
teeters
Sam
between,
Darnold above Baker or Hurts or Goff
I would have him probably ahead of Baker, but below the other three. And it's probably recency bias, honestly, but I mean, he's won 14 games the past two seasons, so
Yeah, he's good.
on two different teams. And then Baker, like I said, I think he'd probably be number 10. And he also kind of teeters between good enough to win playoff games with a great team and a franchise QB. I think it depends on his health and his situation. So that'd be the two changes I'd make.
Okay. Tier three, young and promising. Here's the reason I want this tier to remain. Literally give me any of these quarterbacks over Daniel Jones or
Yeah.
any of these
Well,
quarterbacks over Dak Prescott. Like, I'm not winning with,
that's actually fair. Okay.
I'm not going to win. I'd rather roll the dice with Jayden Daniels than roll the dice with, uh, like, if Brock Purdy next year, let's say the Raiders last year, if Brock Purdy was on the Raiders last year, they'd have a top five pick.
Yeah, that's fair.
So tier three, young and promising, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jayden Daniels, Jaxson Dart. I put CJ Stroud in here. I know he had a horrible playoff run. He's 24 years old. The Texans
Yeah.
might make the cardinal sin of letting go a quarterback at 24, and then by 28, when he's actually in his prime, he's going to be a pretty decent quarterback. Like I just kept him in there. I don't think he's horrible.
I agree with the list actually. I think that's a good thing to call them because they're still probably a year or two away from being like solidified franchise guys or Hall of Fame franchise guys.
And to the
Um,
people who think Drake May is there already, they had the weakest schedule on planet Earth, and you saw it when he played.
the best
Literally,
defensive.
Texans, the Broncos, and the Seahawks. He couldn't do shit.
Yeah,
And that Patriots team really should not have been in the Super Bowl. And that's probably why it was a horrible Super Bowl, was
yeah.
just watching Drake May not be able to do anything.
And
So,
he got to beat CJ Stroud, who I think had two brain cells that day, and then a Broncos team without Bo Nix,
yeah.
who
So,
I mean I think we both agree he's not the best, but he's better than
in a
whoever.
blizzard,
Who the hell did they even throw out there?
a guy who never even played before, I don't even
He was
know.
on the Patriots. I can't think of his name. But yeah. So I actually agree with this. There's kind of like a tweener. I guess the tweeners are the ones you talk about, but tier five, they low key suck. I feel like they don't at least one of the guys in here doesn't. But he's like a little too old to call him young and promising. But we'll get to that.
Tier four. These quarterbacks are good enough to win playoff games. Plural. They can go on a 2 game run with a great team. The team has to be stacked. Number 16, Jordan Love. Number 17, Brock Purdy. Number 18, Trevor Lawrence. Number 19, Dak Prescott. And number 20, Daniel Jones. And before you say anything, this is the worst group of quarterbacks. Like
It's the worst group to have.
I'd rather be in any other tier group than this one because these quarterbacks, and I think it's literally proven, are going to be the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. All of them are going to be the highest paid quarterbacks in the league, and they're never going to win you a Super Bowl. So, yeah, you're right. Sam Darnold needed to be out of here, but
Yeah.
what do you think?
I think so I agree. The only person who I think I take off this list entirely and don't even replace him is Daniel Jones. Um, he's fooled two franchises into paying him, which is funny. But I would probably move him down to maybe like a bridge or even, yeah, probably the bridge because I think he's good enough to be in the league. But I'd probably move him down at least a couple tiers to bridge quarterback. Um,
I'm going to leave him there just to bother Patrick and Nick.
okay.
All right, but I can agree with you. Do you disagree with the ranking within there? Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott?
I'd probably put Trevor Lawrence, probably actually Trevor Lawrence and Dak ahead of Brock Purdy. But I mean that's it's splitting hairs there. And then I think Jordan Love is the best of that group, maybe slightly ahead of Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Okay. Tier five, they low key suck. They either have a great defense or a great offensive head coach that makes them better. But their fan bases will defend them. And if I was in that fan base, I wouldn't. I'd be like, this kind of sucks. Um, Honestly, Bo Nix might lead that charge. But number 21, Bryce Young. Number 22, Bo Nix. Number 23, Tyler. How do you say that?
Shuck. I
Shuck?
think it's Shuck. Yeah.
Shuck. And number 24, Michael Penix Jr. These quarterbacks will all be backups in about 3 years. Um, they suck. But
Yeah, I agreed with everyone on it. I think the only one that you could have at least some argument on is maybe Tyler Shuck because he was a rookie last year and he did all right. I mean, he wasn't like a world beater, but you still don't know fully what you have in him. Um,
but I would any of those quarterbacks, young and promising, would you take Shuck over any of those guys?
I mean, I would like to see what he had probably more so than any of the other guys. I think all the other guys kind of you know what you're going to get out of him. I think Shuck at least maybe could be more promising than them if he plays another couple seasons or at least just see how he does next season.
You want to lower Tyler Shuck to the next tier?
I would move it. Yeah, actually that's good. Yeah. I don't think he's worse than any of them, but I think he's kind of on he's on a different tier than them. He's not I don't know, he's not the same. He's almost his own tier. Maybe one ahead of them. That's like
Uh,
worse than the good enough to win playoffs with a great team guy, but better than they low key suck.
yeah. Tier six,
You
there's
want to make
hope.
it? Do you want to make a tier just called Tyler Shuck?
I mean, let me see. Would it be above them?
It would be between 4 and 5. It'd be like tier 4.5. Tyler Shuck.
Tier 4.5. Tyler Shock.
I think that's funny too.
And then underneath it will be 21. Tyler Shock. Okay. That's funny. Um, yeah, so tier 4.5, Tyler Shuck, 21, Tyler Shuck. Is that how you spell his name? I feel like
Yeah, it is. It's like Shuck. It's like Shuff almost, or like Show, or I don't know. I think it's pronounced Shuck though.
okay. Tier five, we already did. Okay, tier six. There's hope. This is real, but we just don't expect anything next year, right? I'm gonna put, I mean, this could flop, but I'm gonna go 25 Fernando Mendoza and then 26 Cam Ward.
I
Like
agree. I agree with that.
if these guys throw for 3,000 yards and under 15 interceptions, that's a great year.
Yeah.
Okay, great year, guys.
I didn't have any comments on this. The only thing I wrote down was just please don't die because I feel like they're gonna get chased around and hit a lot.
Yeah.
It could break a young quarterback. So
Yeah. Tier seven, bridge to the next guy. This one's pretty simple. Even though I think Kyler Murray might start off really well, like a classic Kyler Murray September, um, he's just too small. He never really had it. So number 27, Kyler Murray. Number 28, Jacoby Brissett. And then number 29, if he's coming back, is Aaron Rodgers, who just is such an old, he's so old. Uh, you know, do I actually think if Aaron Rodgers comes back, I actually think he should go to the Cardinals. That would make a lot more sense than the Steelers. Michael Wilson, Marvin Harrison, Love, the running back, McBride.
you don't have to play in the cold like every game.
You would play in, get the hell out of the AFC North.
Yeah.
You'd be playing in a dome for at minimum half your games. Then you'd be playing in LA. then you'd be playing in San Fran, then you'd be playing in Seattle. Like he probably honestly, if he goes to the Cardinals, just sit out the game you go to Seattle, take it as a bye, and just don't play him, and he'll be fine. So, because I think he'd die there. Uh, and then the just the absolute worst group of quarterbacks ever in existence. It's tier eight. Tier eight is I don't know how they're in this league. Like seriously, did you see Malik Willis's first pitch?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That's fine, whatever.
that's a red flag. Okay, that's the biggest red flag I've ever seen in my life.
He really hasn't played a lot of football though. You really don't know who he is.
You can't throw the ball. You're a quarterback.
I'm talking about football, not baseball.
That's a red flag. Number 31, I did not put you last because I think if I did, you would have thought I was kidding. Geno Smith, just an atrocity. You could say he had no one around him last year, but you did have a pretty decent running back and a all pro tight end, and you were the worst team in the NFL. You were the quarterback of that team. You
It
deserve it.
was his line though. It wasn't even his weapons. Like they had the worst line in the NFL last year by like a mile. They couldn't run block. They couldn't pass block.
Yeah, he's horrible. You're delusional. Jets are not gonna win more than 4 games, and
I
uh,
feel like he's honestly like the ideal bridge guy because well, honestly not because he's gonna win like 6 or 7 games like I've been saying. Um,
is this like an ultimate full circle moment? People forget that he got drafted by the Jets.
yeah, and
He's
then he got punched in the face.
he's all the way back to the beginning now. It all comes back to the
Yeah.
Jets.
And the next stop, the promised land.
Yeah. And then dead last is this is a no-brainer, Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah,
I think if the Browns were smart, they would play him all year so that they have a top 5 draft pick, just to get another quarterback.
yeah, he
He's
sucks.
horrible. At the very best, he's a third string quarterback on the practice squad. I can't believe he's playing. Telegraphs his passes just absolutely horrible. And that's my 8 tiers, technically 8.5 tiers. Uh, Quarterbacks of who I would want next year, starting next year. That's my list.
Yep, I like it. That was fun.
Yes. All right. Last segments. Worst take, best take, last minute shout outs. I just talked a lot. Bob, you can go first.
My worst take of the week. I already mentioned it in my hockey talk before. It has to be picking the Lightning as the Stanley Cup champions. I think I had them beating the Avalanche actually in a rematch from a couple years ago. But it really pains me to say that they lost again in the first round. Just an absolute travesty. And it's my worst take of the week, picking them to win it.
My worst take of the week so far, I've already talked about this. It's the Yankees front office saying that they would never learn, but they're keeping Volpe down. They're getting guys who can actually run and defend, prospects who, not just prospects, but prospects who are actually playing for our team, and performing. If the season stopped right now, I think Rice and Cam would win the MVP and Cy Young. So prospects, defense, running the bases, keeping certain guys who you kind of shown favoritism down. It looks like they're learning. I mean, it's 9 years. So fun fact, this year ties the longest drought in Yankees history of not winning a World Series. So
Pretty
um,
crazy.
the last time this happened was from I think 1962 or 1963 to 1978. It's or maybe it was then 1978 to 96. That's what it was. Because 62 to 78 is only 16 years. I think it was like 79 to 96. Basically, we're tied. We don't lose this often. It's weird. So,
So
that's
it sounds like they're gonna win like 3 of the next 4 championships if you follow the pattern.
I hope.
I hope not. I'll be in hell.
The best take of the week.
I actually had trouble finding one, honestly, because I feel like we've been doing a lot of draft stuff lately. So I'm just gonna say it was picking the Pirates as a wild card team. Still incredibly early, no clue if it's gonna happen. But they look promising, and I think for a Pirates fan, that's probably more than you could ask for. You're not like 12 and 18 or something. I think they're like 19 and 16 or something like that. So if I was a Pirates fan, I'd be amped up and they can keep it up. They have good pitching. Their young shortstop looks like he's going to be a good player. So we'll see. Way too early of a best take, but I'll make it my best take
Okay. My best take of the week is I don't think Jokic is a top 10 player of all time. Um,
of
I'm
all time. No,
of all time. Alex has really made that push. He has won 3 MVPs. He might win another this year. That would make it 4 MVPs. Um, Listen, he's a very good player, but the reality is he's a very good player in a horrible age of basketball. I think
yeah.
if he was playing in the era of, and this is an old man speaking, right? This is how old people sound, but I'd really like to go see him play Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan and LeBron James in his prime, where he could guard big men and just Pau Gasol, just all those massive power forwards and centers back in the day, Shaquille O'Neal. I just think
Back in my day.
back in my day, I think he's a very above average basketball player in a very weak time. And how do I know that? He lost in the first round, which is crazy. Oh, well, the team around him was horrible. Did you see LeBron James's team at age 41 years old?
Yeah, it's crazy that they
41,
won it.
he didn't have his top two scorers, and he
Yeah,
beat a very good Rockets team. Okay, the Timberwolves did not have Anthony Edwards. That's like equivalent to the Lakers not having Kobe Bryant in 2009. There's no other real true scorer except for Julius Randle on the Timberwolves, and you lost. So honestly, Jokic, you're a joke. So you're not even close to a top 10 player of all time. Your MVPs are a fraud. And just go back to racing horses because that's all you actually care about. That's it. That's my best take of the week.
I don't think he actually cares about basketball at all.
He doesn't care at all.
It's just a
He
day
hates
job.
it. He hates it. He's like, I have to do this.
Yeah.
His worst summer was when he won the NBA championship. He had to stay in Denver.
Yeah, he couldn't go back to Serbia.
No.
Um,
Shout out.
Last minute shout out, ping pong. We're a little over 2.5 months away. I finally got to practice a little bit last night. Finally, I think the first 20 or I was like volleying with some random guy. I couldn't hit the table at all. Um, I don't know. I told him I think like I don't think I've played since July, and I told that to the guy, and he's like it makes sense because I'm actually hitting the ball with spin and stuff. So I think it's important to practice. I know everyone makes fun of me for doing it, but I think I would honestly lose every year if I didn't practice. Like finding the spin, finding the table length, your tempo of your swing is like so important. If you only play once or twice a year, you're never gonna find it. So shout out ping pong. I'm looking forward to it. Going for 4 in a row.
Just a comment on that is I couldn't I couldn't play in that tournament. Everyone's like, "Oh, Mike, you don't play." I couldn't play in that tournament if I hadn't played in a year.
Yeah.
Like you have to play, and yeah, like you said, a lot of people like brag that they won't play until the day, and
Yeah.
they lose, and then they're like really upset that they've lost, and I'm like, well, all you had to do was like I don't know, play let's say over a span of 2 weeks, 7 games. Like, what if you
Yeah.
play 3 games one day, 3 games another day, and then let's say two more games another day? Like, that's all you have to do. Like, 8 to 10 games is like just to get just to like you just can't pick up a paddle and go.
Yeah, just tracking the ball, getting your I don't know. I kept hitting it over because I was hitting it way too hard. You just gotta
Yeah,
find the tempo. I don't know if that's what it's called, but
that's
that
it.
was my shout out. I'm looking forward to it. What is it? Middle of July
July 12th.
coming up.
My last minute shout out is this is the last week, and this sounds ridiculous, but I am getting a little worn down. This is the last week of like my real schedule. So the summer schedule is coming and it's nice. So it's regionals and next week is states, but next week we'll have no home events. So this is the last week of home against Phil. Like this week we've had 2 games Monday, 2 games Wednesday, game Thursday, game Friday, 2 games Saturday. And they're all going to be home. So I'm usually at work. Tonight's the only night. I'm usually at work till like 9, 9:30. It's just long hours, and In the summer, it's just really nice. And then once we hit June, I work 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and I'm off Fridays. So
That's awesome.
perk of the job is the summers, and I am really looking forward to summer. I'll give another little shout out, but this is probably later on. I'm visiting Alex in Atlanta for 3 days,
Nice.
then going right up to Bolton Landing for another 5. So the first week of June, I'm just getting out of here, and summer's coming, and that's my shout out. I can't wait. I love summers.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah.
I do have half day Fridays come summertime, but that's nowhere near 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day.
Oh yeah. All right. That's the pod. I think we still did an hour.
Yeah,
Maybe
of
more.
course.
I know, right? All right.
All
Sounds
right.
good. I'll talk to you soon.